I'm Rich Bachelor. We have a best of here because we did a lot of best, and we figured that it was time to just chop out the rest of all that crap that you didn't care about anyway, and just give you those little nuggets, those little charm cakes there, those little things that popped out and hit you in the face. So what I recommend you do is sit down and get yourself something, and then stand back up, and get ready to watch this thing because there's a lot of it, and I think you're really going to appreciate it. Thank you for your time. And of course, remembering once and for all that everyone loves candy. I'm Rich Bachelor.
The two guys are extras from a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh yeah, yeah, like a Charlie Brown Christmas towards the darker years, where the oil embargo is happening. Charlie Brown,
A Charlie Brown oil embargo.
Yeah, dear God.
Volume 2, they got better tits on the cover, but the women are all again really heinously ugly.
Depends on how you feel about Grandma. My God. You got the Papa-san chair from Uncle Jam Wants You, the Funkadelic album, but instead occupied by what I must imagine is Eddie Kolchak, like, hey there, folks, I'm just wearing the tux here, hanging out, being classy.
I think both the chair and the fern were taken from, the hotel lobby of wherever they were staying at.
Yeah, the Beirut Sheraton. Yeah, I'm sure.
The sound quality is really bad.
It does feature what is clearly a very drunk Rita Moreno from the Electric Company in an off moment at a children's television workshop Christmas party in 1975. I kind of like its...
Where'd you buy it at?
I bought it at Exiled Records on Upper Hawthorne, which is a strange place. I like how, if you, again, just squint a little bit at this album cover, it goes from being the word ole to being meat and two veg, as our British friends would say.
I'm willing to bet that Marty Gold got a lot of record deals and got into a lot of parties simply because his last name was Gold.
Yeah, man, that guy's gold.
And it was kind of like a joke, and people sort of believed it, and he probably wrote it for a while. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea, though. I don't know anybody's fat uncle who might know him.
Well, especially when you consider that his name is really Mortimer Goldstein, probably back in the old in the old neighborhood. I mean, I could be totally wrong about that.
Marty Gold. Ray Martin is outside, and he's got a whole load of Dynamics and vodka. Dynamica!
5, 6, 7, 8.
It's funnier than fiction type thing, and so I also recommend this to kids. Why not?
I think that we all just need to re-embrace the V-neck white t-shirt with exceedingly short sleeves again as a nation. I wonder where Frank Wagner is now. Wait a minute, no, I don't.
You pointed this out to me, and I think you're dead on, that this is sort of the root of the artist's shag.
Yeah, and I've looked all over. I cannot for the life of me find the name of this artist. And it doesn't matter. It's like some faceless copy boy who did, 10 of these a day.
So we're just going to attribute it to shag.
Yeah. Does he sing these?
No, he just talks.
Oh, wow. And then suddenly a crooning frog arrived.
This is Rudy Valley in a room with a microphone reading out loud from a book of fairy tales.
Right.
And it's very soothing.
It's Lost Weekend. It was like 72 hours of pure mescaline hell.
I don't know if people watching this can see the cover that well, but it's a wolf, and it's feeding her cubs, and one of the cubs is a little human baby, meaning that the baby's going to grow up one day to an adult and find that it lives with wolves.
I assumed that there would be nothing like that involved here because Bad Company was also not just stupid, but boring. I mean, for something, too, that probably came free when you bought a value combo meal at some local burger emporium in the Midwest in the 70s, it's amazing how rare it is. It's gold.
State prisoners, when they were released, were forced to take one of these copies with them.
$35 a cheap suit and one copy of 16 golden oldies coming up.
Love token.
There.
How many times have you left a love token behind?
Well, I think I like to refer to it as psychic warfare, but yeah. It is said that you can change the entire mood of a house by leaving a love token, hidden somewhere in a room. On the back of this record, he is sitting there with his axe, which is to say, the clarinet. He's the hardest working clarinetist in whatever this is. And he's got one of those shirts that not only was like paisley and polyester, but had a built-in tie. Like a tie comes with the collar. It's like hardwired into the collar. And yes, if anyone looks like they are not about to take part in what's going to happen in that room, that would be Mr. Keene.
Not with that mustache.
And yes, look at that kitty cat with his little sombrero hat on his head.
Even the dice are Latin.
They've been dipped in tequila and Mexican jumping bean residue. Yeah, well, I think that a good powder blue get-up and a staunch belief in Christ can take you a long ways in American society, and it took them under a bridge.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know anything about this. I own it, but I don't even think I've listened to it.
I think you'd have to be pretty high on God to put this in.
Pretty high indeed. Yes.
It's time for Candy Stanton.
It's always time for candy. This is that other variety of fro that has been taken care of a great deal better and shaped into the shape of a 12-inch record album. And it takes up almost the entirety of the cover, which I think is pretty funny too. And also check the name of the label. Fame!
Awesome.
An amazing movie, an amazing soundtrack, and man, look at that cover. When you get killed, you just break into pieces. That means you've been murdered.
Is it because you hate people who are on heroin?
Yeah, well, yeah. Don't you?
I couldn't stand watching The Man with the Golden Arm, so I had to put in a little Sid and Nancy to get through.
Yeah, look at him. He's so thoughtful, and his one kind of weird eye thing is happening.
There's not much information on the front of this cover, is there?
Yeah, I mean, and you might have no idea whatsoever who that is. It's like, was this some sort of car salesman? Sort of looks like one.
Chris Christopherson, me and Bobby McGee.
Pistofferson. He looks like he's about to get in your face over something.
Is that salt and pepper in the beard, or is that your cover that has a little bit of wear on the front?
Even then, he would have had salt and pepper in the beard. How do I know that? The scene in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, where he and the other bikers show up and they want to rape what's-her-name who's traveling around with Warren Oates.
So, because of that, not because you're his personal beard maintainer?
Well, yes. I was his beard tech for a few years, yes.
Those were the best years.
Yeah, Ray actually is made of wax. He has not appreciably changed in the last, 30-plus years.
Did he still dress like he was a detective from Dragnet?
No, he has
about to interrogate you.
He's moved on from the countrypolitan look, which, frankly, he should have stuck with. Look at him. He's great. Look at how many examples of what is wrong with 70s fashion are on display on this album cover alone.
Yeah, this is starting to look a lot like one of those early Microsoft board meetings you see pictures of.
I think it was a guy running around who'd burst into rooms and point a pistol at you and go, gun!
I think so. I think he was hunting down Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer.
Who was just killing people with a hammer, left, right. Hammer!
I have to say that the clarinet has kind of become sort of a girl's instrument, according to middle school band curriculum.
Yeah, I would say that's true. However, it is true that it always was a big Jewish guy instrument, as was the case here with, the most famous big Jewish guy who played the clarinet of all time.
Woody Allen?
It's Woody Allen. This is really a Woody Allen story.